Alright YouTube, I'm going to be taking this mirror off, essentially showing you how to install new ones. Obviously that's not a stock one for a 2000 f250. It's newer style. First thing you have to do is remove this big piece right here. It's got two clips on it. Those style. And it reveals this paper. Up here, there's a stud. Normally there's a nut, I already took that one off. There's another one right next to it. And that one right there. These two holes, you have these on there, covering them. But then at the bottom of the paper, right by the door, there's another nut with a stud. You would take all those off to take off the old mirror. Just showing you where they're at. But you take your door handle or your trim piece off for your window and locks. One clip at the top, and then the bottom kind of just slides in at the bottom. So you pull up and forward. And pull your plugs. There's only two of them. After you do that, take a flathead, come down by your door light, and just pop this little lens piece off. So to get the door panel off, you got to remove this 8 or 7 millimeter right by your switches. And then that's 7 millimeter right by the light. You do that, you grab the door handle right here, just lift up, and it'll come right off. Also, you can do it now, at least I can. Turn your light and just push it through. That way you don't have to sit there and hold the door panel and try to get it off. But once you get that off, you will have to mess with these ones. Just showing you where they are so you know ahead of time. Alright, once you get your door panel off, you'll have to take your speaker off. It takes a 7/32 for the 4 screws, for me at least. You'll have this plug right here, and I believe that might be it. Yeah, you'll just have this one normal plug. You take your speakers out, or that unhook your mirror, and then you come up and undo your 4 screws or nuts, and then have your window down. Definitely you'll be able to pull your mirror out like this, and then you put it in, just bring it in, put one screw on, you run your wire down, plug it in. Now there is different plugs for different years. Some of them just take this one, yeah, I don't know. But regardless, this light, or these mirrors, come with extra lights. It's got a turn signal in here somewhere. It's got a marker lights. And it's got this front light, just white light. And then it's got one on the bottom that's a white light. They are really bright at night. And then this one and the one on the bottom, I tied into whenever the door opens. So pretty much this right here, that red wire is running back to one of these leads. It's actually running back to this light blue and this light green. These two wires are both for those lights right there. And then I have this pink and this purple. Not sure which one, but one's for turn signal and one's for just marker light. Marker light's always on. If I'm correct, this is for the turn signal, and this is the marker light. Regardless, I'll have to hook some wires up to this, run them through this boot and under the dash, all the way over to the driver's side. Because I'm going to hook the turn signal up to the turn signal. Marker light, I'll do it behind the light switch and everything. So when you turn the lights on, you got your running lights on, those will come on. So as of right now, yeah, if you're just replacing that nut, this nut, that nut, that nut, and then unplug this one if you have stock mirrors. And these mirrors do fit on like 06s and stuff, and I think that's why there's this one, because this whole, all this right here is an adapter with this plug and that plug, because that could just go in, or it's this one. There's a gray wire, I'm not too sure what that is, I don't remember. Not going to use it. Oh, that might be for the heated mirrors actually, because these are heated, if you can see it. Kind of hard. There you go. These are heated mirrors. I will not be using them. I've never needed heated mirrors in the past. But yeah, I will show you guys more when I get it all wired up. And this is the passenger side. Driver's side's the same exact way. You just don't have to run the wire as long. That will be it until I get them all wired up. I'll show you what wire to tap into for which light when I get over to that area. Alright, now that I made it to the other side, I ran the 2 wires through the door for this mirror. Pink is for the marker lights, and purple is for the turn signals on either one of my mirrors. It might be different for you guys. You gotta look at the paperwork you would get sent with if you're doing aftermarket mirrors like me. But for the marker lights, I just hooked it up to my switch up here. It's this second wire for me, this white with the red. Got both of them running in, tapped them in. So when I just do running lights, they just come on like that. I'm still in the process of figuring out the wires for the turn signal. I'm gonna have to get underneath the dash and find that. But that shouldn't be too hard to find. Just gotta get up underneath here and find what wires go where. I think this batch might go up there. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look into it and trace them up to the actual switch. Then I'll see which ones work. I'll show you guys which wires it is once I figure that out. Alright, I found, so you see that green with a white wire, that is the right turn signal switch wire. And then, let's see, I can get this out of the way. There's this white with the blue. That is, or I'm sorry, the green and the white is the left hand driver's side. And the white with the blue is the passenger side right hand. Just tap into those and they will work. I mean, obviously I'll have to wire or zip tie up some wires and everything, make it a little neater. Now, I did have a gray wire with the mirrors that was for the mirror heat. You could hook that up to any 12 volt switched power, or run it to something that's constant 12 volt and have a switch in line with it so you can turn it on whenever you want. But what let me turn everything on. If I turn the hazards off, turn lights off, probably should have done that the other way. Probably should have had that the turn signal and this the clearance light. But that's fine. I'd rather be driving down like that. But that'll be it for now. I'll have to zip tie some wires up and that'll be it. It's all wired up. We're good to go.